your services in the county will have to start to deplete somewhere. So the next thing, after we tell them this is how much has been added to the budget, we have to decide where it's going to come from, which is a tax rate to help cover it. Does it have to be at the top high NNR, which is a no new revenue rate? We're going to have to figure out something how to carry these ongoing costs. What y'all call rainy day fund, which is our reserve fund balance, we plan for the next couple years. There's projects that were not on the table when we were discussing budget at the time that have come up, and there's nothing we can do about it until 24. If there's a road failure,
God forbid.
God forbid is right.
if there's another hailstorm, the money that helped us get through during the hailstorm until insurance came was out of contingency. So I hope you understand on how the budgeting process works. We did sit with all the departments. We did slash some, and we did increase where it needed to be increased. The Commissioners Court can only do what they can do with the information that's put forth to them, hoping that we gave them all the information to help make the decisions that they're making. And that's it.
Thank you,
Thank
Nina.
y'all.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nina. Nina does a fabulous job for us, and we can't thank her enough.
Yeah, that's
Ho-
the dedication of Brazos County employees.
Absolutely.
Holly Gordon.
I want to thank y'all for allowing me to speak this afternoon. I'm just here to express my disappointment in Commissioners Aldridge and Ford, who have failed to fulfill their constitutional duties the last several weeks. Most government boards do not get paid for what they do, and these commissioners get paid a great deal. So it's disappointing that they are not here to fulfill those duties. I would ask that they show up and do their jobs and vote. And I just feel like this display of unprofessional behavior has reassured my vote in the primary for Chuck Conderla that I made the right choice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Speaking of Chuck Conderla,
Introduction.
you're up.
Howdy, everyone. I'm Chuck Conderla, Brazos County citizen. My mom used to let me go shopping with her. We could save time by having me help. We'd shop at the Safeway across the street. Now it's the health department. And we could turn that hour trip into an hour and a half with me helping. But despite that, she let me go. And I used to be astounded how this woman could shop for 14 people and fill a grocery cart up. And as we walk up to the register, she could tell me within a few dollars what it was going to be, because she was keeping track the whole time as she put things in that cart. And we'd load the car down and take all those groceries home. I can tell you from being on Bryan City Council, I've built 6 budgets, and I'm one on Brazos County Commissioners Court, and it's about a 4-month process of talking about all the things that have been put in those grocery carts all year. Projects considered and placed in the budget. I just finished a campaign where we heard people saying we need a second court or a public defender's office, a medical examiner's office, mental health care crisis needs to be addressed. Rural broadband internet, paving and maintaining roads, investing in infrastructure, invest in our first responders. Even this morning, a commissioner blurted out that with regard to the vet court, you have my support. He's not here right now. And everyone, all 5 commissioners, work with staff to come up with this budget to fill that grocery cart. Why would you wait to the procedural end of this cycle to only then talk about a rate reduction? That's the question I have. In difficult times, time constraints, posting meetings, etc., it's a really terrible time to suddenly become conservative. Why was this not championed earlier? About 35% of the county budget is state mandated. About 38% is law enforcement. Who wants to cut that? Let's don't defund the police. And that includes jail, staff, deputies, equipment. Each year these funds are budgeted to build the county reserve. Those funds are used annually for the upcoming budget, just going to plan. It's been said the county has, I've heard, $88 million sitting around. Well, 8 of that is ARPA money, American Recovery Act money. It can only be used for stipulated federal use. 10 of that is emergency fund. So when you have a terrible accident, hailstorm, an explosion like happened in West, you have that money there. You never touch it. 26 million was planned for this budget. That leaves about 44 million, well under 3 months operating. To refer to 88 million as sitting in reserve is not quite accurate. To wait until the end of a budget cycle to demand a different rate is not prudent. To no-show budget process meetings will result in no new revenue rate to be automatically adopted, something both commissioners have said they actually don't want to see. This will have deleterious effects on needed services that county provides for years. I support working for a lower rate, even lower than the proposed. That's why I would have worked with the budget staff and my fellow commissioners months ago about what goes in the shopping cart and not added to it only to protest it at the cash register stand. This is hypocrisy and not leadership. The meeting at 1 was not posted for a vote today. Commissioners Ford and Aldrich could have been here with no threat to have a vote forced on them. They knew they could have been here to discuss this budget and make their points known more. They still no-showed. Please don't be fooled by this. Remember that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. And Jerome, I don't know how you got 2 in here. Did you want to get up again?
I'll be happy to, Judge, but I'm gonna say the same thing.
Well, that's all of the applicants gotta have. I don't know whether anybody else has got anything. Y'all want to add anything to the?
I think everything that needs to be said has been said. I'm just disappointed my colleagues are not here to
Me
hear
too.
it and participate.
Well, I'd like to thank those that did show up and those that had comments. We do listen, and we appreciate you being honest with us, and we invite you back. This is not, should not be your last time here.
Welcome back anytime. Come early and come often, as the saying goes.
Please.
And since it takes 4 to finish out the agenda, and we only have 3 up here, that concludes the agenda. Thank y'all for coming and your input.